Nice casual sail downwind, turned into good bloody sailing to windward and squalls. Yeah, it's really dark and gloomy, you know. I'm just treading on the side of caution. Stop it, pussy.
Woo, we are powered up. There's a bit of wind today. Whoa, my heart is like, Alright, cowboy.
Alright, well this is where it starts to get interesting. We're on the approach now into the carts. We are getting sucked in. We've been anchored up in one of the most beautiful anchorages we could have ever imagined for a few days. However, with pending opposing weather inbound and it now being late in the season, we want to make the most of the current favourable winds and begin the 500 nautical mile journey north back to Thailand. The first part of the passage involves sailing up the Sumatran coast for 300 miles to reach our checkout port of Sabang in Banda Aceh. Let's knock out some miles and enjoy some family time at sea. Off the bottom of Simalu here, there's these two islands sort of just off the mainland. There's a cut between the mainland and the first island, and there's a skinny cut between the two islands, and I've opted to go through this skinny cut just because I wanted to not be in the lee of the island and have the southerly be blocked. Our wind be blocked by that island. There's quite a few reefs in there too, so we've opted for the more challenging task though of sailing between two islands. But we shouldn't really get a wind shadow this way, so should be able to sail it the whole time, unless that big grey cloud that we're sailing towards turns into a northerly wind and gets rid of our southerly, but who knows what can happen then. Just keep sailing with the wind that we got.
Could you see legs on, buddy? It's not looking too friendly up ahead.
Well, we seem to be sailing towards this big grey cloud, I think. Simalu's just always seems to be a big dark cloud, eh? But I feel like we're sailing towards it. Fingers crossed. Just because more of the island's slowly appearing, so hopefully I'm right. We had a bit of a tail current with us the whole time, and then as we've come into this pass, it's pretty dirty water. Seems like it's wind against current, and we've slowed down a little bit, so we're sort of stuck in this little patch of dirty water for a bit, but we're still moving forward. So typical of a passage on Nandji. Start out leaving in high hopes with a spinnaker up, downwind sailing all day, all tomorrow, all night. By mid-afternoon we're already close reach. Upwind got a close reach. Oh my gosh. think it's just because of all the squalls over Similu here, but it's just always the wind's coming from where we want to go. Always.
Nasty squall over here sucked out all the wind, so I've just filled in the head sail and we're just motoring again. I'm going to go in between the main island of Similu and an outlying island because there's just going to be some smoother waters and stuff in there. I don't know what this squall is going to bring, so we'll just go through there since we're motoring. It's going to be calmer and then just keep making our way up the coast. Yeah, Yosh and Tallulah are just down for a nap, so really not sure what this squall is going to bring. The beast is getting closer. I just got Yosh up to give you a hand to prepare for the squall. I think it's going to be a bit of wind behind it, so we just put a reef in the main. And like I said, we're going to tuck behind, in between the two islands where it's going to be a lot calmer. The squall started blowing and we've got around 15 knots. So we're going to pull out the stay sail, and just because we don't know how much stronger it's going to get to, and that combined with the reef mainsail is a perfect sail combo, I think.
Yeah, it's really dark and gloomy, you know, like I'm just treading on the side of caution because remember that last big dark gloomy that looked something similar to this ended up blowing 40 knots.
Yeah. And
because it's like we're going to windward. If we're going downwind, it's a bit different. You just sort of fly it up, you know, and get the sail out and go fast. But when we're going to windward now, nice casual sail downwind turned into good bloody sail into windward and squalls.
I know, I think we've sailed downwind for like a few hours in the last few months.
Well, that was it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, see what it does.
Alright, here we go, let's rip it out. She's cute, have a look.
Yay! Sleepyhead.
Well, it's 4:30, but we're in the calm waters, so I'm going to use this time to start dinner. I made a vegetarian curry like last week, and I made it super mild, and Tallulah ate it, so we can have family curries now, but just super mild. I've got a rice cooker on this boat, and it's an absolute game changer and a lifesaver. I always thought, like, rice is so easy to cook, like, why do you need a rice cooker? And now I get it. Now that I've got one, it just saves you, so you don't have to time everything with the rice cooking. You can just cook it and then it'll sit there and keep it warm, and then yeah, you can just make the rest of the meal in your own time. It's been a game changer for me.
Found a star when your heart is let go. When you take a chance and you try to dance, then she says no.
What an emotional roller coaster day of sailing. Whew, we've had it all today. It's nice to be motoring in a glassy ocean and heading off into the sunset right now, though, I can tell you that. The day started out flying with the spinnaker. Then just some sick downwind sailing turned into upwind close haul sailing for like all afternoon. We thought we'd come in behind this little island here to get in the lee of that big squall that was building, and now we're just popping out the other side to glass. Such a crazy time. It's meant to be blowing southeast right now, south-southeast, 10-15 knots, and we haven't had that since this morning. But hopefully as we get around the top of Similou, it shows that it's meant to get a bit of easterly wind, east-southeast again, and hopefully have a good night sail tonight because we're going all night. It says there is the southerly wind, so we're going to just run with it and hopefully that happens. Skies are really clearing now too after being so grey and gloomy. It's really nice. Got some blue sky. And here's for a good night ahead.
Friend, love you till me nothing. Molto, molto mio mai, you're the apple of my eye.
Well, that moon got big quick. Felt like yesterday I was looking at less than half a moon. Well, so there's definitely going to be a bit of current, a bit of tidal movement when we get up through the cuts. Something to worry about in the following evening, but tonight looks like we'll have a beautiful clear sky hopefully, and nice big bright moon to light up the night. That'd be nice.
And I'm running around not knowing where I'm going, but how you doing?
Orange here.
This is when and I'd rather be losing. You got time and space, but baby, this waiting won't go to waste. If this is living, honey, I'm dying to be close to you.
Oh, the old sun's coming up. What a night. Absolutely glassy conditions, zero wind. Looks like we're finally getting some breeze now as the sun's just come up. More just because we're surrounded by squalls. So much random boating occurs in this stretch between Similou and Aceh. I swear it must be military operations or something. It's like big lights on the horizon, and then these little red lights buzz out and they flash you with their torch, and then they buzz around and then they disappear back to the big lights on the horizon, and then they all just turn off and it goes pitch black. So random. Well, hopefully we get a bit of wind today. Got half a tank of diesel left. Wow!
Jumping! It's jumping, yeah!
You see the dolphins?
I see it jumping very high.
Wow.
That's cool! Keep going!
What's there?
No, it's just two pirates.
Pirates.
Two pirates, Daddy.
There's two pirates out there. I reckon there's a few more than two.
And what's that?
See the dolphins?
I can't see them.
You get your binos?
Yeah.
You see the pirates?
I can't. He's coming by us. Oh, what's that? My like that. My like that.
Very slow and steady now. All those grey clouds we had wind off of all morning and that easterly offshore that was coming off Sumatra have all disappeared. Had to opt for the motor, but looking at the phone, bringing up the old weather on predict wind, I think we just need to get north. Around here is about the island Palau Raya, and then if we can get to there, all these models sort of show there's a bit more southerly wind, that's sort of that monsoon southwest that rips around the top, so we just got to chase that wind. Just got to get further north.
Sorry, Mommy! No, Daddy. Oh, Larry, the lemongrass. Marley.
I think Marley needs a wash too.
Oh, he does need a wash.
Family scrubbing.
It's gonna smell like coconuts and oats. Not something I think he wants to smell. Actually, no, he likes to smell like coconuts, but just the rotten kind. Every time he finds something stinky, he rolls in it. So, sorry, buddy.
Hey, get out!
No,
Hey, out! No, don't!
Here, Molly, come
Out the back!
Quick!
Out the back! Out the back!
Molly, come here.
Good boy, wash it off.
Wait, come here. The water flow isn't strong enough. I think we're gonna have to get a new hose, a new nozzle.
More power.
Yeah.
More power. I reckon I can sort that. Well, an afternoon full of motoring. We've got to the point where we've reached that little bit of wind. Let's get old Mankey fired up. Oh, a bit of wind. I think we got a full sender right now.
I need to clean the wind, Shay.
Cheers for the gun show, thanks.
Is it too windy? Today, well, the first few minutes of it being up, my heart is like, woo, it's racing in a good way, but yeah. Oh, it's all right. It lost wind and then it got the wind back.
That's what I'm talking about. Oh yeah. Now we're sailing. We just had to motor up and find that wind, and now that we found it, I know it'll probably pick up pretty quick, so I'm not sure how long we'll have the spinnaker up for. And it's getting late in the day, but you know, we've been sailing for what, 30 hours now, 32 hours, and I thought that whole time we'd be having the spinnaker up, and we've had it up for like, what, an hour, and then we got chased out by a water spout. Tried earlier, it was just terrible. You know, I just love spinnaker sailing. It's so much fun. Yeah. The boat is just flying. It's like, this is sailing, you know?
Getting pulled along, eh? Like, it's just a different feeling.
You just feel it powered up, eh?
Yeah.
The bow is like, wow!
Yeah.
He's hooking along.
Woo!
Sick.
I hate that the main covers it. What are we going to call this sail? Bad gal.
Bad gal.
Bad gal.
No way. It's old Mankey.
Bad gal.
It's old Mankey. As we're fanging down wind here, we're doing like 6.5, 7 knots, and the wind apparent is like 5 to 10, and then at one stage it dropped back to like 1 knot apparent. So that's pretty much saying that we're overtaking the wind. Oh yeah, I love it. That's what makes sailing exciting and fun. Speed. turn.
I know. Oh,
And then I was like full muscle.
anyway, just
Try
drop
again,
the
try
thing,
again.
Just drop it in. I'll do that. Come on, cowboy.
Pretty keen, so that was so sick. That was flying,
Oh
man.
my god, yeah.
The boat handled
It's like
it that way.
in no wind, eh? Like,
Yeah,
no very wind.
the boat up there, it's like she still turned and took it.
Oh, that got the heart going. Jesus! You always had to turn to let the wind out so I could pull the sail in. I just wasn't.
Yeah, we had a bit of a gust.
So much power
We
there
did
in
have
that
a bit of a
sail.
gust
eh?
there. I was like, whoa, I hit 15
Yeah.
knots. I was like, whoa!
I thought we
Out of
were-
autopilot, like,
I thought we
whoa!
I thought we were Chinese driving. No.
Yeah. She wanted to,
Yeah.
like it could have. Now let's keep things manageable. You've had your fun.
Settle down, cowboy.
You've had your fun. Hang on.
I am bright like a sun. You were my nova on the run, and I float in the wake of midnight to the break.
Another morning at sea. Oh, it really is a stunning part of the world, this, with all the mountains. It's a very beautiful sunrise. Pretty calm night again last night. We were chasing down that southerly wind the whole night. We did have a fair bit of southeast. We did quite a bit of sailing. We've been motoring now for the last few hours because we needed to keep up a pace of at least 4 knots every hour. So we can reach the cuts here at slack water, which is quite important. It is sort of getting into the spring tides now as well, so there's a lot of tidal movements. There's quite a bit of current, and it's basically the whole Indian Ocean trying to force its way through these tiny little spaces between the land, and so you can get quite a lot of current. So we really want to try to time it as best we can to go through these cuts at slack water. So we've been motoring for a few hours. We're 10 miles off the entrance into the cuts, and we're 2.5 hours away from high tide. Sorry, I'm a little bit slow. I'm trying to piece everything together. That's one thing about doing watches with just the two of us and having Tallulah. It's easy to do the miles at night, but we definitely get worn down a lot more. I reckon we might have timed this absolutely perfect, hopefully. It is quite key to get through here at slack water, and the presence of no wind is also a big added bonus, and zero groundswell. And not that the groundswell makes too much of a difference, it just makes for a bit more of a rolly entrance, but you really, with the strong current and the wind, you really don't want those two things opposing, because that's what really makes the water pretty ugly. Overfalls and tidal sort of waves. So, but we didn't quite have as much southerly as it was predicted to rip around the top here all through last night, so we did have to do that extra bit of motoring, but you know, we've got plenty of diesel and we're timing it pretty well, so fingers crossed, touch wood, that everything goes smoothly here. Yeah, just making a final approach. Alright, well this is where it starts to get interesting. We're on the approach now into the carts. Half hour off of slack water, off of high tide. It's a couple of miles to get through here, so it takes at least half an hour to get through. And we are getting sucked in, so we're doing what, 7.5 knots now, so we've got the current with us, so it's sort of just, we're hammering it now, so that should suck us in pretty deep, and then hopefully as we get through the skinnier parts we'll get real slack water and we won't have too much eddies or whirlpools or opposing current against us, and we can just pop out the other side like the professionals that we are. It is looking quite nice. We've had a northeast sort of wind blowing all morning, so we've sort of been upwind sailing. That's what we have been trying our hardest to get up to here for the last couple of days. That's why we spent the last 2 nights at sea, was to get up here to beat the northeast, because it's sort of, the northeast is a change in monsoon shift and it's a change in wind, and it's smack bang on the nose, and we're actually going to have to be stuck here for a few days as the northeast is blowing, and then it is showing that it's calming off for a few days, and we're going to have to use that calm period to move on to Phuket. But the weather is definitely changing, which is why we're just sort of smashing it to get up here. But everything's sort of working out well so far. We'll just get through this cut. Hope there's not too much action in the next couple of minutes.
Hi, palm trees.
It's just past slack water, and it looks like it's starting to move already. We're going a notch slower, so we're going against the 1 knot current. It could just be this little headland here too. It's just circulating that water. Got dolphins with your binos?
Are they over here?